Alright, what's going on guys, it's Bliixy, and today I'm going to bring you an After Effects basics tutorial, and I'm sorry it looks stupid like this, I just pretty much deleted the render queue and everything. So, I'm just going to go through the very basics. I'm not going to go through a lot, I'm going to try and go through this pretty quickly. Um, yeah, okay. So, I mean, if you want to open a project, blah blah blah, save, that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just gonna go through the top bar really quick first because if I go through everything, I just tried doing this before, and I just went all over the place and it was really bad. So, and then edit, you can copy, paste, cut, duplicate, blah 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 blah. So, and also on the side here, guys, if you wanna do this a little bit better to make your life easier, try and learn some of these shortcuts, like the really important ones, like duplicate, split, cut, copy, stuff like that. Now here is the composition layer. So if you want to get your composition started, just click New Composition. Usually you want to keep the width and height as 1280 by 720 square pixels, and then change your frame rate, and then how long you want the composition to be. So yeah, then this will pop up. When you open your After Effects, it'll probably look like this, just without the composition, but I deleted everything, so like everything, the window disappeared. Uh, Now I'm also gonna go to Layer. Now, I really don't use I don't really go use layer to go through most of this stuff. But so all I really do is sometimes I come up here to layer because sometimes I forget the shortcuts. So the text layer, I mean obviously that's just text. You can use the text to put text on your video, obviously. Solid, I can go over a little bit of solid later, but that's a layer that's usually used. I mean, I use it for element and optical flares, and sometimes I use it for overlays and certain effects. Light and camera and null object, I don't use that a lot. I know null object is usually used for kind of a motion tracking type stuff. And then an adjustment layer is what you use to put all of your color corrections uh, and other basic of I mean not really basic effects, but mainly all your effects and color corrections go on this layer right here. Effects, I mean obviously this is just all your effects that you can browse through to put on adjustment layers or put on your video itself or your music or anything like that. And also another way to get to this, so if you're searching for a specific effect, a really easy way to do it is you come over here to your effects and presets and you just search for it. So like let's say I want an element, just sorry, I can't spell. Okay, so, and then element will pop up. All right. So then animations are otherwise known as like effects kind of. So like an animation preset, like let's say I made this awesome color correction and then I have another few effects down there, or just maybe one effect. I can copy those. I can like select those effects and save them as an animation preset, and I can come back and I can use them later on another edit or the same edit or anything like that. View, I really don't use this window. I usually paragraph will be right here. I hate that, so I just take it off. So like paragraph, if it's up, you can just go to window, paragraph, take it off. But also you can just click on here and just click close panel. So yeah, I mean then help, I mean who uses that? Anyways, now we're gonna move over here to the composition stuff. Everything that is in your composition is gonna show up right here. Or not really composition, but anything that you have imported will be right here. So like if I drag a clip in, I can drag the clip on there. I can make a new composition. Oh, my bad. I can make a new composition, and then it'll pop up right here, and I can still drag the clip in there too. So hold up real quick, I'm gonna delete this. Okay, so and then just for anything like this, I'm not gonna go over parents because I really don't use parents a lot and I hate trying to explain it. So right, starting from the side, this is the toggle your visual on it, like if you can see it or not. This is the toggle, like if you can hear it or not. So like, and so if I turn it off and I preview it, then you can't hear it. This will lock it, so like if I lock it and I try and do anything with it, it won't allow me. This will change the color, like if you're trying to color code things to where it makes your life a lot easier, you can color code it and it'll change the color of it. So like if you want one video green and you want another part of your edit to be like blue to keep them separated, you can just change the color code of them and it'll be easier. And then here, if you right click, if you have your layer selected and you right click on it, all this will pop up. So, motion, track motion, I mean, obviously that's just to track the motion. That'll pull up null objects and stuff like that. Track camera, usually use that to like motion track, so that can track your camera. Pre-compose will make everything that you have, everything that you have selected, it'll make into one composition. So it'll make a new composition and have that in there. So this will be turned into a composition, and then if I click on this, that last composition is pretty much going to be this, and it pretty much made a new one and put that composition inside of it. So what should I call that? Compositionception, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so and then we're just gonna drag the clip back in. So yeah, I really don't use that. That can be used for another time. I can teach you all about that later. There's all your effect stuff. You can pull your effect onto there, but don't really care. Blending mode. This will change. I don't really want to go over that on a clip because you don't really use that for a clip unless it's like an overlay. Timer mapping. It'll be able to where like you can move different parts of your clip around. Like let's say I want to move. Hold up, I'm gonna turn this down, which I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Let's say I want this part right here to be like right here. So then I'm going to use a keyframe, which these are keyframes, and you're gonna need to learn these eventually. I don't want to make this too long, so just like go on YouTube, search up like how to use keyframes, or if you want me to, I can go over keyframes later in another video. But just click this will add a keyframe, and then like you see this part right here, I can move it to like right here. And so then if I go over here, the same thing that was right here will be right here now. And I'm sorry if this is a really bad explanation. I'm trying to get through a few of these just basic stuff to get through After Effects, just like that beginners really need to know. So yeah, it can speed up, and slow down things, which was kind of what Twixtor's used for. And so I'm gonna undo timer mapping, time reverse. I'm guessing that's just a reverse layer to make it go backwards, but I've never used it, so yeah. Freeze frame will make it to where like if I'm on this frame right now, it will not move at all. It'll stay on that frame right there. Okay, and we keep time stretch. That'll make the like instead of timer mapping where you can make certain parts slower, certain parts faster, certain parts like change the different parts of it, like move a shock charge cancel further or backwards. Time stretch will just make the entire thing overall slower. It's like if you make it lower, which I thought was pretty weird, but if you change it to 50, it'll be faster, and if you change it to like a lower number below 100, it'll make it faster, and a number over it, it'll make it slower. It's like 200. That would make it a lot slower. Let me change this back to 100. Transform. I don't really use a lot of this, like this right here. The only thing I'll really use is maybe sometimes I'll use that, and I'll use track motion, or track camera and pre-compose. But that's about it that I'll use for right there. Now for right here, this is just the size of your composition or your like preview screen. Just fit it, that's better. And then this is like what time of your video you're at, or the composition. This will show you the quality in the preview screen. So if I put it on quarter, you see how it's get blurrier. But the thing about it is that you want to keep it lower unless you have a really good computer, because if not, it's going to make your After Effects lag, and it's made my After Effects crash before because it's had to render like so much at one time. This I really don't use, which will just change the 3D view pop-up. Obviously it tells you right there. This will show you the amount of views you have, like 4 views. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna real quickly go before. Actually, I'm gonna go over preview right here really quick. I had to tell my friend about this earlier because he was just like getting really mad at After Effects, and I can't really get mad at him for it because I had the same thing, and the day I started editing, I ended up like I was taught. But this right here, never use this play button right here. I mean, unless you just want to like kind of see how something looks, I guess. But like this will not give you audio, and it'll make it run slower. And although it'll play faster, like it'll render faster, like it'll just render from there. Use RAM preview, because RAM preview, that'll give you the audio and everything. See? I mean, it was kind of audio looping right there because I didn't render that much, but that renders everything. That renders things out to where you can hear the audio and the video and see the video at the same time. Now this right here is the work area, which like if you click RAM preview, it'll preview everything that's within this little bar right here. So like if I move this, which another way to do this is to, if you want to move this side on right here, where this part, just go to a part that you want it to start and just click B, and that'll change it right there. And then for this side, wherever you want to move it to, you can click in, and then see, so where I preview, when I click RAM preview, it'll preview everything within this little box right here. Okay. This little bar right here will show you how certain parts of the composition, like if I want to zoom in closer, like see like frame by frame by frame, I can move in closer and then see it changes the intervals, and so you can get closer, like closer, more precise with your frames and stuff like that. I'm just gonna give you a quick over. Hold on, let me go over some of the stuff up here. The hand tool, this will move it around to move your preview screen around, because if you click on this and you have your layer selected, it's gonna move the layer. It's not gonna move. It's not gonna move anything. Move the preview itself. So the zoom tool, I really don't use it because you can just zoom in using your mouse. That will rotate the layer that you have selected. These two are used for masks, which I can go over later if you want me to. Just leave a comment and I can go over some of this stuff later. That's obviously text. I really don't use that. Don't really use that. I don't really use most of this except for roto brush. I think that's usually used for animation. The puppet tool. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some of the other stuff right now. To pull up an adjustment layer, click Control Alt Y, and then let's say I want to cut it to this clip right here. Like I want to cut it to the end. I'm just gonna click Control Shift D, and then backspace. That'll get rid of that right there, and now it's the same exact length as the video. Now, if I want to put an effect on it, which this right here, this will show all the effects that are on this layer that you have selected right here. Since I have this adjustment layer selected, I don't have any effects on it, so nothing's gonna pop up right here. Now, like let's say I search an effect really quick, which I'm just gonna search, which I'm just gonna put a color correction on it really quick. Which this is not my color correction, but this is one of my favorite edits that I've ever seen. And it's actually helped me get better. Actually, I mean, I wasn't really trying to copy a style, but like I was trying to learn how to put things together a lot better. So yeah, that's a color correction, and then like I can toggle if I see it or not. And so yeah, this will show all the effects that are on the this one layer. So I mean, there's not really much other basic stuff that I can go over. Because, I mean, I don't know everything yet, but just know that if you want to ever copy, copy a layer, well, copy a layer, just click Control D. That'll duplicate it. Control D. And also, if you layer the same effect over something, it's gonna like make it more intensive. See how it's more intense now because it has the same effects on two different layers over each other, but now it's gone. And another thing is if you wanted to put a color correction on this layer right here, make sure that you don't have it under, because if you have it under, then it won't show up. So make sure you have it over to make it seen that make it be able to be viewed. Now I'm just gonna go over a few like shortcuts that I use, which T brings up the opacity, which you can change the opacity. And this little stopwatch affects, like, this brings up keyframes. So like if I want a keyframe at this, so the keyframe will make at this certain position right here, and like this certain position right here will be at 100%. So if I move it over here and I change it to 0, it'll gradually fade out. See how it changed to 23 and now it's gradually fading out. And that means everything on the left, since there's no keyframes over here that change the opacity, that change the percent that it's at, all this over here will still be 100, and then everything after the 0 will be 0. So I'm gonna click the stopwatch and all the keyframes will disappear. So yeah, T brings up the opacity. One that I use is I also use the keyframe Control U. I mean, not Control U, just U. But I can't really explain how to use that because it's if you have something that's being keyframed, if you click U, it'll bring that back up. So like, let's see, I click opacity, and then I click the stopwatch, and then I click T again, and it'll be gone. If I click U, it'll bring this back up because it has a keyframe on it. I will bring you to the beginning of the clip that the layer that you have selected. O will bring you to the back. I've already went Control Shift D splits layers, like that. Control Z goes back. Control D copies. I don't really have anything else for this specifically. So anything that I've went over, just try and go find it back. If you like missed something, just try and go back. This is just a very basic. I wasn't trying to go over anything too complicated. And I just went over a few shortcuts and stuff like that. So I apologize if this was a little too vague, but I tried doing my best. I've never really made like a tutorial or anything like this before, so just like if you want anything else for me to show you for like editing wise or anything, just like any type of video you want to see, but mainly just talking about this. If there's anything else that you really want me to do or show y'all, I will be happy to do, and eventually I will get better at these tutorials because I understand this is probably really bad and I probably moved very fast. But I hope y'all got the gist of it, and I hope these shortcuts helped you out and just the regular stuff that I went over. And yeah, just again, one quick thing. In the comments, just tell me anything that you want to see that I went over, or any effects, anything that you want me to go over, anything, just anything at all. And if y'all really want me to, any Sony Vegas effects users or Sony Vegas Pro users, if need be, I can try and help y'all with anything that y'all need. I can try. I probably won't be able to do that much, but I can try and help y'all. So yeah, just hit me up in the comments, and please leave a like and subscribe. And one other thing, guys, and please listen for this. Okay, so before I kind of made a second channel, and it was just for music. It was called Bliixy's Playlist, but I think I'm gonna change that into a channel that I'm gonna use for just like uploading Call of Duty videos and stuff like that. Because although my quality is still fucking shit, I'm gonna suck it up, and if y'all want me to, cause like I really want to put out other videos, I want to be a little bit more active. So if y'all want me to do actual Call of Duty and videos, stuff like that, I'm gonna put a link to that channel and just go subscribe to it, and I'm gonna start uploading videos on there more actively, and here is just gonna be my editing stuff and tutorials for editing and stuff like that. So yeah, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, whatever other YouTuber says, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.